Boker Tov. I wanted to bring up something that many times I hear in the Kehillah. Ask a person, tell me how you're doing, how things going. So the person will say, you know what, does it help to complain? I'd like to address that issue through the something that is in the Parsha. A person who is struck with tzarat, so the Torah tells us there's a very painful process that the Kohen now determines that he's got tzarat. Then what he has to do is he has to leave the city, and what he does is he's not allowed to. He has to grow his hair. He has to put like a covering over his face. What he has to do is he's not allowed to shave, and he has to tear his clothing, and then he has to say tamei tamei yikra. He has to any passerby who's passing by the outskirts of the city, he has to say that he is tamei. The simple reason is that in the times where there were the laws of tumah and taharas, that no one should come close to him or close to her and be infected by the tzarat. In fact, this is another discussion, and maybe another Dvar Torah, but this is an example of a person, really, when we take all the laws of tzarat and we analyze them, it's like a person sitting shiva for himself. That's what it is. The person is being avel for himself. And the Gemara in Masechet Sotah says that, what is the reason that the person says tamei tamei? I just explained now that he has to say tamei tamei in order to, he has to say it aloud. I can imagine that he has to imagine the shame, the indignity that he has to call out to people that he's tamei. They see this person outside the city by himself. The simple reason is in order to avoid people who are pure touching him. But the Gemara in Masechet Sotah says there's another reason. The Torah says that he calls out tamei tamei in order that people should hear what he's saying, they should see his plight, they should feel his pain, and they should daven for him. That's why it says tamei tamei yikra. So from here we learn, when you ask a person and you say to him, how are you? And let's say the person's sore, the person's chas v'chalil got a problem, someone in the family is sick, there's tzoras and there's a bit of anguish. So one doesn't say, what does it help to complain? Yes, one must complain. Just like the tzarat, the person who is a Baal Metzora, he said, tamei tamei yikra. He called out to people, I'm tamei, daven for me. And the davening is, yes, the davening helps in order to alleviate the person's problem. And therefore our appealing when we ask a person, how are you? And the person behemet, he doesn't have to, but not to say, well, what does it help? No, it does help, because when people know, and they're sensitive, then they daven, then Bezat Hashem, then the person's problem will maybe through the tefillah of the tzibur, of other people, that it helps the person to overcome, and that HaKadosh Baruch Hu shed Rachmanas, and then to take the problem away. The same thing actually that many times I see people say there's someone in the family who's sick, and they don't let the office know, they don't let people know. Okay, if I don't know, I don't want to make people's keshbonot. That I want visitors, etc. But maybe the person should still say that, we don't want visitors, but there is someone in hospital, and the people should daven for the person. So this is what we learn. From this inyan. And I'd just like to add on. But there's a Gemara in Masechet Yuma. The Gemara says over there, expounds on the pasuk. There's a pasuk in Proverbs which says that when a person is suffering, that when a person has got a worry, he's got something which is bothering him, that a person should speak it out. So Rashi says over there, it's not just like in Hollywood that when a person talks it out, because when you get things off your chest, you offload, so then that's a great comfort. Rashi says there, similar to Gemara in Masechet Sotah, maybe if a person speaks it out, the person listening will be able to come up with a problem. So it's not just a fatalistic thing that, you know what, I'm talking it out and it helps me now to offload. I'm talking it out in order that either someone should daven for me or that someone should help me that you found a problem. That's the great ma'ala in talking it out, even sometimes when it's very embarrassing and it's very soft.